Would I be the asshole for returning my daughter's Christmas present from her grandparents? Or sending them a check for the cost? I, F47, am the single mom to my 12-year-old daughter. We live on one coast, my parents live on the other. My relationship with them, particularly my mother, is difficult, but so far they have been vastly better grandparents than parents. My daughter is the only grandchild. My mother asked what she wanted for Christmas, so I threw out a bunch of ideas in a variety of price points, including mentioning there was a new Nintendo Switch. Less than a week later, my mother follows up to ask if Kid would want one big gift of several smaller. Kid votes for one big gift. We coordinate behind the scenes on delivery, and the package is hidden awaiting wrapping. Yesterday, in a normal phone call, my mother decides to talk loudly about how she spent all her money on Kid's gift. Over and over again, saying I should tell Kid that she spent all her money. Because someone wanted a $500 gift, while my parents are retired, they still receive six figures annually in pensions, own their home, travel frequently to expensive locales, and spend the same amount grooming their dogs in a month than the Switch 2 cost. Not to mention it was their choice to buy that item out of the list provided. I never want my kid to feel the way I grew up feeling, and I am too old for the manipulation myself. Would I be the asshole if I either transfer the cost of the Switch to their bank account, or just return it entirely to them? As a single mom, paying for it would be a significant financial hit, but returning it would put a damper on the kid's Christmas. She doesn't know what she was getting, but it would mean no grandparents' gift this year. I'm sure she will be very grateful. Thank you for being so generous. And then refuse to revisit the topic. There's no reason your kid should have to be disappointed because grandma is being petty out of her own choosing. Don't return the gift and don't pay them back. It sounds like your mom is the type who is never pleased anyway. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You can shut down your mother, but don't disappoint your kid. Keep the Switch. You know your mother is just blowing hot air. It doesn't sound like you will see them at Christmas, but make sure your daughter thanks them so much for the fabulous gift. Maybe that will be enough to shut your mother up. No one made them buy this, they made that choice themselves. Not the asshole. Mom is just guilt tripping. Say thank you for choosing that gift for her. She will love it. And then say nothing else. You do not have to pass on any messages or bend to your mother's guilt trip. If you don't shut this down quickly, grandma will use this for years to guilt trip you both. I'd text your mom, I'm sorry you're having financial issues. I see two options. One, I can return it, and I'll explain to her that we had to return it because it cost too much. If so, it will be a learning experience, and I'll tell her it's best not to expect presents from you as you're retired, and it's a hardship. Or two, get her something much smaller next time to make up for the excessive expense, and I'll tell her she got her big present last year. Which sounds best to you? Ignore your mother. Don't tell your daughter anything about the attempted guilt tripping, and let her enjoy the present. Am I the asshole for making my 9-year-old cousin cry at the Christmas party? I, 21M, trans, attended a family Christmas party this evening with around 30 people in attendance. I have a disability and require crutches to get around safely. My 9-year-old cousin, entirely unprompted, decided to sit on a bench and flop his legs around, whining, I can't walk, while I was passing by. I told him that it wasn't funny and told his mom, my 40-year-old aunt, to explain to him why it wasn't appropriate. She said it wasn't a big deal. This conversation caused 7 different family members, all adults, to come by and ask what he did. He did it again. And all of them laughed and told him he was so funny. I tried again to explain that I didn't find it funny and I felt like it was inappropriate, but another cousin of mine, 21F, said, it's okay because it's dead name. I said no, it's not. That's never funny. The 9-year-old started crying and said I was being a meanie, and to my surprise, everyone around us agreed. It's possible my tone was harsh, but it's not as if I was yelling at him. I really don't think I was the asshole, but everyone is telling me I was being immature because he's only 9. This feels like such a cut and dry scenario, but I have never been good with social things, especially when children are involved. So, I feel like I need outside perspectives. Am I the asshole here? Edit to add. This is not the only time members of my family have encouraged bad behaviors in this specific child. Last summer, he had a friend over who was a little younger than him, and they got in a fight. His friend hit him, and 9-year-old cousin walked away to go calm down on his own. My uncle, not his dad, walked him back to the friend and said, no, that's not what you do. Real men hit back. I don't know why this is the case. Maybe because he's adopted? But a lot of people in my family adopted, and they're not treated any differently than anyone else. Not the asshole. JFC, your whole family sound awful. What the fuck is wrong with your family? Not the asshole. Unless your family are all psychos, there must be more to the story. Otherwise, not the asshole. Not the asshole. 9 is plenty old to understand that making fun of people that way is wrong. And 21 is also plenty old to understand the same thing, and that dead naming is wrong too. I'm guessing your family is not as accepting as one might want family to be, and that makes them think making fun of you is allowed, and I'm sorry for that, OP. People never believe me when I tell them a 9-year-old can be an asshole just as much as any adult. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, she said it wasn't a big deal. If this happened to me, I'd be digging up things from her past and have her son repeat it over and over.